to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up. And throughout the world today.
When I think about His grace, this freedom, something like a woman prays. I'm grateful for the loving that you gave. It's so amazing. No matter who we are, we know you'll never change. I'm in awe of how you keep doing something amazing. He's always away doing something amazing. Because of His grace, doing something amazing. Oh, amazing. Let me tell you all the ways I'm covered. I got strength to run my race as He ushers friends and family, I say, in His shelter. No matter where I turn, there's blessings in my face. I'm in awe of how you keep doing something amazing. He's always away doing something amazing. Because of His grace, doing something amazing. Oh, amazing. He's always doing amazing, something amazing. Unending love, never failing peace, overflowing hope to keep going. That's unending love, never failing peace, overflowing hope to keep going. If you've seen it done, changing the impossible to the greatest story told. All I am is nothing short of a miracle. I'm in awe, you're so amazing. Doing something amazing. He's always away doing something amazing. Because of His grace, doing something amazing. Oh, something amazing. Doing something amazing. He's always away doing something amazing. Because of His grace, doing something amazing. Unending love, never something amazing. Flowing amazing, keep going. That's unending love, never failing peace, overflowing hope to keep going. That's unending love, never failing peace, overflowing hope to keep going.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning, and hi, y'all. It's Thursday, and you can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse. Jesse. And my biblical question is a juicy. The biblical question. Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women? Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women? An amazing question, huh? very interesting responses to the question as well. Thank you. I appreciate it. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're running around doing whatever it is you're doing, and you just got to, whatever, even though reports are everywhere now that your children are not learning anything in school, but they're learning drag queen stuff, but you got to go and send your kids on to school anyway, or the white kids getting beat up by the blacks. But you still don't want to stay home and raise your own children. You'd rather be out getting your ego fulfillment by working, so you got to drop the kids off or whatever. You can podcast and still listen on the phone by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go buy me a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bun JLP Cash App. Bun JLP Cash App. Amazing. And don't forget to like these videos. Like the videos. It is Thursday. And every Thursday, we take all calls, but every Thursday is Bible Thumper Thursday.
What's going on?
There's a pastor
Be seated. What's going
of
on?
a Baptist church.
Baptist
He says he
church.
wants the Holy Ghost. He's ready to have a new congregation. He's ready to see the Holy Ghost move.
Amazing. What that have to do with God, I don't know. But okay. It's just a feel-good emotion. It has nothing to do with God at all. Amazing. So, some of you know, August is Men's History Month. And so we're doing, off and on, we're doing men history moments. I have one for you right now. Then I get to your calls and your super chats and all that. But since we started late, we'll do the men history moment right now. And this is from the History Guy via YouTube. By way of YouTube, and it's the life of the youngest ever winner of the Nobel Prize for lectures. His name is Rudyard Kipling. And you've heard his if, right? Well, he was, he fell with tragedy. This man had a very, very interesting life, and it's amazing how he dealt with it. But he's from the good old days. He survived a difficult childhood to go on to become one of the most celebrated author of his day.
Rudyard Kipling was born to Lockwood Kipling, who was the head of an art school, and his wife Alice in Bombay, India on December 30th, 1865. They entrusted the early care of their son to an Indian nurse, who carried the young Kipling with her during her daily duties to the bazaar. He was with her so much that Kipling's first language, and the one that he said he spoke in his dreams, was Hindi. But the nurse always reminded Kipling to speak only English to his parents, so that they didn't necessarily know the extent of his fluency. Typhoid, cholera, and other epidemics were common, partially because the causes of the disease were unknown, and the Kiplings believed their children would be safer from potential illness back in England. They found a boarding house in the south of England that seemed like the perfect place. But they apparently didn't check all the appropriate references, and it was an unfortunate decision for Rudyard and Trix. The family that ran the boarding house, called the Holloways, told the children that their parents had left them behind in England because they had been bad. There never seemed to be enough to eat. Kipling recalled the lady of the house quizzing him about his daily activities and then picking apart his every answer in an effort to catch him in a lie. The Holloway's son cruelly beat the 5-year-old Kipling with his fists. If the children cried after receiving a letter from their parents, they were locked in the basement for an entire day. The word help was carved into the house's walls by one of the children kept by the Holloways. It was bleak. Kipling forever after called the place the House of Desolation.
Amazing, huh? What a mess. Human nature is a mess. Later in life, Kipling wrote the Black Sheep, which details his childhood in the care of an abusive family in southern England.
Later in life, Kipling wrote a semi-autobiographical novel entitled Black Sheep that detailed the lives of a 6- and 3-year-old who were left in the care of an abusive family in the south of England. Kipling's readers didn't know that he had modeled the story after his own life. After Rudyard's mother came to take her children home 6 years later, she was putting Kipling to bed and went to give him a kiss goodnight. He automatically threw up his hands, as if to ward off an attack. It was then that she realized how awful the boarding house life had been to her children. The emotional scars ran deep. Rudyard, on the other hand, had intermittent periods of what he called depression and, according to some historians, an inability to form a close relationship with his wife. Kipling said he dealt with his variable moods by working long hours, sometimes as much as 16 hours in a day. He would later write to a friend, "My head is all queer and I'm going to have it mended someday." But that someday never seemed to come. Kipling received his formal education at United Services College in Devon. It was another boarding school, and one at which he didn't necessarily thrive. He recalled being terrified as his fellow students hung him by his ankles out of the window on the 5th floor of a dormitory. Never particularly athletic, the dreamy and bookish Kipling was described as an indifferent student.
Amazing. Amazing what you have to go through life. He became angry when he was, according to the story, abused by this family that his parents left him with and went into his imagination. That's the problem with every human being on the planet, and they call that life. Isn't that amazing? Kipling married and had his first child and wrote a classic, including The Jungle Book.
When he finished his time at United Services College, Kipling took a job at a newspaper near his parents in Lahore, India, which is now in Pakistan. Kipling began publishing his poetry, which was incredibly well received by the public almost from the beginning of his career. He formed a close relationship with an American publicist in London named Walcott Balestier, and when Balestier unexpectedly died, Kipling married the deceased man's sister, Carrie, in January 1892. The Rush wedding was small, with only 4 people in attendance, because London had virtually come to a standstill. There was a crippling influenza epidemic sweeping the city. The couple honeymooned in the United States for a time and went on to Japan, where they received news that their bank had collapsed and taken much of their fortune with it. They returned to the States, Carrie's home country, purchased a home near her family in Brattleboro, Vermont. Carrie Kipling discovered she was pregnant and gave birth to the couple's first child. Kipling described this period of his life as the happiest and most productive of his career. He loved living in the countryside of Vermont, away from the noisy cities or temptations like alcohol or opium. He wrote such classics as The Jungle Book, Captain's Courageous, both of which would later be made into films, and other books filled with short stories and poetry.
Nice. What the... Amazing, huh? They don't make them like this anymore. Human nature is so weak and pathetic now. Men and women, and the men are like the women. They can't enjoy anything. They're soft, they're emotional, they cry, they worry. They don't make them like that anymore. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. When I come back, we have the final story on Kipling and your phone calls. Back in a moment. check out my book, For Raised to Responsibility, I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother, who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. Okay, welcome back. 888-7753. 773-888-77-JESSE. So a couple announcements. Don't forget to like these videos. Hit and support us on social media. Like, subscribe, and do all that. Y'all know what to do, right? Do it. Amazing. And no hate report today. Hopefully next week, maybe. No hate report. And no anchor baby today either. Right, Nick? You're not doing your show today, right?
Correct.
No anchor baby today either. And did y'all check out Billy? Billy did a brand new episode on yesterday, Wednesday. Punchy.tv. Punchy.tv with Bill. Check out Bill. Oh, amazing. I want to finish up with the Men's History Moment, and then we'll get to your calls and super chat. It's about Rudyard Kipling, and he was tough. Went through a hell, but he was tough. A Men's History Moment. So we talked about the book that he wrote. He got married, had his first child. Kipling faced devastating family tragedies.
In 1896, Carrie gave birth to the couple's second child, a daughter named Elsie, and a son quickly followed in 1897, whom they named John. Kipling began telling his eldest daughter, Josephine, whom he called Effie, versions of his now beloved Just So stories for little children, every night before bed. The Just So stories are imaginative stories about how animals begin to look and act the way they do in nature. Unfortunately, he suffered one of the largest losses of his life. The Kipling's eldest daughter, Josephine, age 6, succumbed to pneumonia on March 6, 1899. Kipling had been ill at the same time, and at first the family feared that they would lose them both. However, Kipling survived to discover that his daughter had not. The world is very lovely, and it is very horrible, and it doesn't care about your life or mine or anything else. The Light That Failed, 1891.
Amazing. And he was the youngest ever winner of the Nobel Prize.
Kipling received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907 and remains the youngest person ever to have obtained the honor. But his star seemed already to be fading. He espoused imperialistic political ideas and encouraged countries to pursue imperialistic policies. Kipling wrote the poem The White Man's Burden in an effort to encourage the United States to take a more active role in the Philippines. Take up the white man's burden, send forth the best ye breed. Go bind your sons to exile, to serve your captives' need. The White Man's Burden, 1899. He was also in support of the Great War, World War I, and encouraged his son John to serve in the conflict. While mourning his lost children, Kipling's health began a steady decline. Kipling suffered from duodenal ulcers, which, it is believed, eventually killed him at age 70. But what is left of Rudyard Kipling when everything else is turned to dust are his writings. Like perhaps his most famous poem, If, penned in 1895, which seems to represent his tragic life, but exhorts us all to be the best that we can be, even in the face of terrible loss.
That's amazing. Now I understand why he wrote If. And if you have not heard If, you will hear it. It is powerful. And if you can do those things, if you can do the if in life, you will have a perfect life. Men and women, male and female. But you got to do the if. So congratulations to our Man History of the Month, Mr. Kipling. May your soul rest in peace. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Bible Thumper Thursday. Let me go to Stetson out of Idaho. Stetson, you are on the air.
Hey, Jesse, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So some of the comments that Trump made about like America's financial situation, and I know there was a caller that mentioned it also about how he didn't like it, and I don't like it either. How Trump says how he doesn't care about America's financial situation and he's got stuff to deal with. I was like, coming from a president about the people that supposedly voted him in, I just found that to be off-putting. And I came across a Bible verse in Isaiah 10. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees, to deprive the poor of their rights and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people, making widows their prey and robbing the fatherless. And that's just my Bible thumping that I want to do towards that. I understand like how whatever intelligence that they say of why we're over in Iran, I don't agree with it. I don't know if there's any like valid points behind it. And it's just the cost of living now is just getting out of hand. And it is totally unnecessary to be in this conflict or in this altercation that we are in the Middle East, and how it is crushing the middle class and the low class people and the lower class people. And to hear the president of the United States just continually make comments about that, it is off-putting. And maybe some understanding of like what this Bible verse might mean in this regard. For me, like I don't agree or I don't like what's going on. I mean, like, who am I? But it's just like I'm not the only one getting crushed by this, and it's not going to get any better. And the debt is just going sky high. And the President of the United States clearly said he does not care about the American people and their finances.
That's what he said.
So, yes.
When did he say that?
He said that last week, and he said it a couple of months ago.
He said he does not care about. Repeat that. What you say? He said
He doesn't care about the Americans' finances.
amazing.
And that's not what he's thinking at all.
And
it's just, I find that off-putting
And you said
coming from the president.
we played that on the show. We're gonna play it again in a minute, because I want you to hear exactly what he said, according to the report from his mouth. So we're gonna get it ready and play it again for you.
And I read it.
And also, you said that something like, and I may not be repeating you exactly, but you said it doesn't make sense that we're over in Iran.
Yes.
And why it doesn't make sense to you?
Like why we're over there, like where the intelligence came from that Iran has a nuclear bomb or they want to get one and they want to annihilate or destroy the United States of America, when we have people in our own government that are voted in that will also want to destroy America.
Yeah.
And then my also understanding is North Korea has nukes, China has nukes, Russia has nukes. They want to destroy us. They don't want the United States to be the top. But yet we do business with China. We're like their number one supplier, and we're their number one importer. Like, and nothing is said about that, and that just gets all swept underneath the rug. But Iran, like, we can't let them have a nuke. It's like they don't even have the capability of launching a nuke from Iran all the way over here. I don't see what they're seeing, and it's just like, hey, we need to crush the world economy over some intelligence that Iran might have a nuke and they might be able to. It's like, there's no proof of that.
And you said that the economy in America is being crushed right now, right?
Correct.
And why do you
Destroyed.
say it's being crushed right now? Where's the proof of that?
Let's say, like, me personally, like, you can't get a job. I mean, you can get a job, but you can't afford to live. And you try and go sign up for welfare benefits, which I have, and I've got $24 a month for food stamps. And I've gone down to the welfare office, and it is full of foreigners that are getting thousands of dollars in food stamps. And they're automatic. They barely speak any English.
Where's your proof that the economy is crushed?
The $40 trillion in debt that we're at, the high price of inflation.
What is the high price of inflation?
How much things cost today, how your dollar doesn't go very
Do
far.
you have a job?
I have one now, correct, yes.
But so I want, and I'm not saying at this point that you're wrong, but I want to know, where's your proof that the economy is crushed?
Go out and try and buy your normal set of groceries with your normal paycheck, and compare that today to 5 years ago.
I'm not.
That is what
I
I'm
want your
saying.
proof
It's like-
where you're not giving me proof that the economy is crushed.
So do I need to produce receipts
I'm sorry?
to prove it? Do I need to go down and like pull out my receipts and I'll send it to everybody there?
So
And be like,
do you
this
have,
is my proof.
are you hungry?
Yes.
So you don't have food on your table, you have nothing to eat?
With the food stamps that I got, and then
If you
going
have a
into
job,
debt,
why are you getting food stamps?
because like I still have to pay for rent, and I still have to pay for gas, which is extremely expensive and has no need to be.
When the gas prices was $6 a gallon, how did you make it then?
I was bitching. I was bitching about it, and I was eating canned tuna because that's all I could afford at the time. And the prices of everything I was trying to build, and the prices of everything like steel, wood, was through the roof. And I talked to construction people, and they even told me, they're like, just give it some time, wait a couple of years for the economy to cool down. And this is like after the pandemic, which Trump presided over. So he was in charge of it.
Are you able to feed your wife and children?
I don't have any wife or children.
So it's just you?
It is.
And how old are you?
I'm 39.
And you're not able to take care of yourself right now?
I can take care of myself. I don't have a choice. It's not like I can be like, hey, God, can you take care of me today?
No, I'm asking, are you able to feed yourself and keep a roof over your head?
Yes.
And if you wanted to, you could work 2 or 3 jobs because you don't have a family?
There's a difference between a want and being able to.
No, I didn't ask you what was the difference between a want and being able to.
If somebody can hire me,
if you wanted to pay, if you wanted to work it's just you. If you wanted to work 2 jobs, are you able to do it?
If I can go find another job and somebody would hire me,
that's not the question.
That is a possibility.
Are you able to work 2 jobs if you wanted to?
Yes.
And so why don't you get out there? It's just you. You still didn't give me why don't you get out and get another job?
So this is where it comes. I've done this before. I've worked 2 jobs. I've worked 3 jobs. And since I am single, I am a male, and I don't have any dependents, I don't have any write-off deductions, the government steals more money from me. So it doesn't make any sense because the more money I make, the more money they take, and then all of a sudden it's like I'm not.
Well, that's what happens because you're living in the blue states. That doesn't have anything to do with Trump.
Yes, it does.
How?
Trump is in charge of this.
If you go to Florida, you wouldn't have to pay all those taxes.
The federal government will still take the money.
No.
The federal government
in Florida, you don't have to pay all those taxes.
You have to pay federal taxes. You don't have to pay state taxes.
But why don't you move? How old are you?
I'm 39.
At 39, do you have a full-time job or a part-time job?
You could say it's a full-time job.
Is it a full-time or not?
Sure, yes.
Is it a full-time?
Yes.
You don't sound like you're sure.
Well, because I work in the service industry, so my hours fluctuate. It just depends on how many people show up to that day.
Do you work 40 hours a week?
No.
Well, then it's not a full-time, man.
Okay, then no, I don't work a full-time job.
So you don't know if you have a full-time job or not?
It's sometimes I can get the hours and sometimes I cannot get the hours. I've tried to apply for full-time jobs. I can't get a full-time job because of the individuals that are holding the keys to the gate.
Meaning what?
Meaning the people that hire, they're the ones that will allow you to get a job, and they will not grant me a job.
And you blame Trump for that?
Of why? He's part of the problem. He's the president.
How's Trump the part of the problem that somebody won't hire you?
Because he is the one that is presiding over all of the policies that let people get hired.
What?
So there's like the DEI.
How is the war in Iran keeping you from getting a job?
Because it is affecting every part of the economy. Nobody wants to invest. Nobody wants to hire.
That's not true.
Okay, that is true.
No, it's not.
True. Yes, it is, Jesse. And
so
there was just a report that
let's
came
do
out.
this because of time.
Okay.
How is it that Donald Trump has something to do with you going out in Idaho, not Navajo, but Idaho, and somebody in Idaho won't hire you, and you blame Trump for that?
Yes, because of the war that is going on, that is affecting every aspect.
That's not why they're not hiring you.
Okay. Well, why are there not more jobs open that have that ability?
That's not why they're not hiring you.
Okay, then can you explain to me why are they not hiring me?
Won't you ask them?
I have.
Didn't you go to be a
Multiple
missionary or something at one time?
I tried to, yes.
And what happened with that?
They didn't let me in because I didn't want to get vaccinated.
Oh, you didn't want to get vaccinated. So somebody else, it's always somebody else's fault that you're not making it in life?
No. That is not it. I am trying my hardest, and this is me bitching about it because Trump is in charge of all of this, and I've supported him ever since 2015, 2016, and he has followed through on about 0%.
I can't believe you're blaming Donald Trump for other people's actions, and you still haven't given me any proof that the economy is crushed.
$40 trillion in debt. People can't get jobs. People are
That's
really
not true.
struggling.
Jobs, factory jobs, and all kind of jobs.
That's
Plumbing
not true
jobs
either.
are
They're
out
giving them
there.
to foreigners.
Factory jobs
They're giving
are
them to
out
illegals.
there. Plumbing job, all kind of jobs are out there.
I've tried to go into a painting place that, like, they're commercial painters, and like, hey, can I get a job here? And they're just like, you need to do this, you need to do that. You don't have any experience, so we're not going to hire you.
And so how are you blaming Trump for that, though?
It's the trickle-down effect of Trump's policies and his agenda.
No, that's not. They're not hiring you for whatever reason. When you go in, there's something about you that they say, well, we can't hire you. That doesn't have anything to do with Trump. But because of Trump, I want to play that soundbite where you said Trump said that he didn't care, right?
Yes. Yeah, I would really love to hear that.
Okay. Let me see if I can scroll back up and find it. Hold on.
And there was a report that just came out that North Korea
here
has been taking American
remote I got
IT
somebody
jobs.
writing up here now. I can't really see
Okay.
how to. I can't see how to introduce it. Let me see. NBC News. During a speech in New York, President Donald Trump spoke about the Iran war and saying paying more for gas was a trade-off for keeping Iran from getting nuclear weapons. Stetson, can you hold? Let me take a break.
Yes.
When I come back, we'll play that soundbite, and I want to get your response to that then, okay?
Okay.
And then we're going to get to all your calls. I'll be back in a moment. The Hate News with the Anchor Baby, back in a moment. So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer.
I know some people have called in and they wonder if the silent prayer is working. And I just want to take a second and to tell them that it works. You just have to stick with it.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I started doing before I even forgave my parents. And I was so depressed and suicidal at some times that I just would have to stop in the middle of my job or whatever I was doing and go into the silent prayer. And it really does help. Like, I don't have those anymore.
Amazing. You haven't seen anything yet. Doubt every thought. Bring every thought into captivity. Just let them all pass. Don't judge them. You haven't seen anything. It gets better and better and better and easier, easier, easier. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church.
First hour, Bible Thumper Thursday with Jesse Lee Peterson. Another hour is coming up. 2 more hours are coming up. A little hake news, not the fake news with the anchor baby. In a move raising fresh concerns about U.S. military readiness and alliance reliability in Asia, President Trump has ordered a substantial cut to joint exercises with South Korea. The annual Ulchi Freedom Shield drills, one of the largest combined training events between two allies, began earlier this week with about 18,000 South Korean troops, originally scheduled to run 11 days through August 27th. The exercise is now ending early on August 21st. Many live fire components have been scaled back, canceled, or converted to computer simulations. Trump announced the order on social media, calling the exercises costly and saying they send a totally inappropriate and hostile signal to North Korea. The peace guy, he cited his very good relationship with Kim Jong-un and South Korea's refusal to join U.S. efforts related to Iran. The Pentagon says the adjustments preserve essential readiness with no degradation to U.S. training objectives, but current and former military officials and experts disagree. They warned the cuts undercut high-level command practice and large-scale troop maneuvering, key elements of readiness and deterrence on the Korean peninsula. Victor Cha of the Center of Strategic and International Studies put it bluntly, of course it hurts readiness, and readiness relates to deterrence. Trump is trying to make friends. Analysts say the decision is unlikely to draw meaningful concessions from Kim Jong-un. That's what experts say. For now, the shortened drills continue, but the longer-term signal to partners and adversaries is already being felt. Everyone's so worried. But Trump's trying to make friends, okay? The FTC is telling companies to get a handle on all this dynamic pricing. The Federal Trade Commission is putting companies on notice. And if they're using private consumer data to personalize prices based on shopping habits, location, browsing history, or other personal details, you need to tell customers clearly and conspicuously. You guys notice that? Prices changing on you? On Wednesday, the FTC released a proposed enforcement policy statement. It says that when shoppers reasonably expect the price they see is the same one everyone else sees, businesses that instead tailor prices to individual willingness to pay must disclose 3 things: that the price is personalized, the basis for that personalization, and the specific types of data being used. FTC Chairman Andrew Ferguson put it this way: when consumers see a listed price, they expect it to be the same price that everyone else sees, not the retailer's estimate of how much they're willing to pay based on their personal data. That sounds like such a crime. The end of the price tag, a similar world-changing event like AI. An ink-readable mess on a Rhode Island roadway. A tractor trailer tipped onto its side and spilled at least 2 tons of squid across the pavement. Anybody in the area? It happened Sunday morning. Point Judith Road, Galilee Escape Road. Some Christian sounding roads. The fully loaded trailer was hauling squid to a processing facility when it dislodged from the cab while negotiating a turn and overturned, dumping a substantial portion of its slippery cargo, blocking all lanes. Road stayed closed nearly 8 hours as crews worked in the summer heat to scrape up calamari, squid, and ink. Locals quickly noticed a distinctive foul odor as the squid sat in the sun. No injuries, but authorities later jokingly dubbed the incident Squid Apocalypse of 26. They're trying to have a little fun in this squid sun. Harry and Meghan are moving back to Britain. And I don't know, I threw this in because Prince Harry's life continues to change. 6 years after stepping away from royal duties, settling in California, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex plan to relocate with their children who are enrolled to start school in UK in September. They will live in a private, non-royal residence outside London while keeping their homes. Happy Men's History Month. We're mere seconds away from the second hour of Jesse Lee Peterson. The Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Bible Thumper Thursday.
about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning, and hi, y'all. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. Jesse, Jesse. And my biblical question, amazing question for this week. Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women? Why? Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show, JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you got to run around, but you still would like to hear the show as it is happening, you can podcast and listen to the show on your phone by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go buy me a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. And we are going to get to your super chats. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Thursday. Not only is the third Thursday of the month, so it's the ladies' forum tonight, for ladies only at 7 p.m., the third Thursday night. It is Bible Thumper Thursday.
All right, brother. Are you ready? He's drunk as a badger.
He's drunk as a badger.
Go ahead. Let that Holy Ghost language come up out of you. Go ahead.
Amazing. Anybody ask what the matter with me? Tell them I'm saved, sanctified, and running for my life. What the? Amazing. I have Stetson on, I had to hold him over from the last hour, and he believed that the economy is crushing and that there are no jobs out there. It's hard for me to believe that Stetson believed that, but okay. And he says something like, and I don't want to misquote him, that the president said, Stetson, if I misquote you, correct me, out of Idaho. He said that at a friend, Stetson is a friend, that he didn't like it made him uncomfortable. He didn't like the fact Trump said that the economy is, that things are happening. How did you say, repeat that, Stetson?
Yes, correct. That Trump does not care about the Americans' personal finances.
Okay.
And he needs to continue to be in this war.
And you believe that's what Trump said, right?
Yes.
And you heard him say that?
Yes.
Okay, I want to replay
I
that
read
clip.
it. I paraphrased it.
Okay.
But go ahead. Yes, let's play the.
I want to play that soundbite, but I got to scroll back up so I can tell you where I got it from. And hold on 1 minute here. Oh Lord, they put a lot of writing in my board here, so it made me lose my spot.
Yeah, and I was reading what he wrote, what he said this morning too.
This is from NBC. During a speech in New York, the Great White Hope. Well, they don't say Great White Hope. They said President Donald Trump spoke about the Iran war and said paying more for gas was a trade-off for keeping Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. Here's that soundbite from NBC News.
So I just say this. So for you to pay a tiny little bit more for your gasoline, just remember, you're doing it so that a very evil country cannot have a country. Really, it's the #1 state sponsor of terror in the world. We don't want to have them have a nuclear weapon. So remember that when you have to pay a little bit more, you're at $4. It's okay. I mean, it's I'm not. I'll never apologize. I did the right thing. But you could, if you didn't have, you'd be at. I mean, I had it down to below $2 in many states, but in California you can't include because they keep taxing. You lower the oil price and they end up taxing you more than what you lower it. But you just have to remember that what we're doing is a great service for the world, not only for ourselves, for the world. And we're really doing a great job. Our military is unbelievable. The blockade is unstoppable.
So where did he say the economy will crash and he didn't care?
That we just have to pay just a little bit more in gas.
For gas, yeah. You said that.
Just a little bit.
Where did he say the economy is crashing, you're paying all this and that, and I don't care, I'm going to do this war? Where did he say that in that?
In that statement, the underlying meaning of it is
Why you can't read no underlining. Where did he say what you said that he said?
Okay, then there was another one that he said a couple of months ago.
Let's deal with this one first.
Okay.
Where did he say in that statement which you said that he said? Did you hear him say it there?
What he said, yes, is when he stated that we have to pay a little bit more. It's not a little bit more. That's a
little
lie.
bit more for what?
We have to pay a lot more for gas.
And $4 is not a lot more.
Then $2?
$4 is not a lot more than $6.
Okay, that was a couple of years ago. But Trump was still in charge then. But what I'm implying of what he said there is like.
But why are you implying? You're implying something that he did not say.
I don't know how else to say this. Like the cost.
Why not
of gas,
say what he said? You will pay a little bit more, $4 for gas, and be a little patient. Things going to be fine. And at one time, I had it at $3, I believe he said, $2 or $3. But you're repeating something like the liberals do, and the right or Republicans. You're saying something that he did not say.
I'm experiencing what he.
No. You're saying something that he did not say. You said the economy is crushing, and he doesn't care.
And he doesn't.
But that's not what he said, and that's not true, Stetson.
Okay. I disagree. From his previous comments of this year in May, he said that.
Yes, I just played you. You heard it from his own mouth.
I heard that, and he just. But it's like the wording of how he says it, because he's a great talker.
The word of how he said it, how clear can he say you're going to have to pay $4 for gas prices for a while?
I didn't sign up for this. I didn't vote for this. I didn't agree to this. I'm pretty sure the majority of the United States.
How did you make it during Obama and what's the other man name? Biden time. How did you survive then?
Bush.
Everything was expensive. Everything was through the roof.
Exactly.
How did
Well,
you?
what about
How did you
Trump said we're
survive?
supposed to be in a golden age
Wait. Stay with me. Because I want to get some more calls. How
Okay.
did you survive during the Obama and Biden era if you're in pain now with Trump?
By living very small and meagerly, and I didn't even know how bad I had it then until I woke up from your teachings, and then I realized the hell that we're living in now, and nothing has changed.
How did you survive with the Obama and Biden administration when everything was truly expensive and through the roof, and there were no jobs? Now there are jobs out there. Gas prices are down. Food prices are down. Crime
crime is down.
Is down.
Immigration is down.
How is it that you survived then, but you can't now?
By the grace of God.
Who?
By the grace of God.
So you're not relying on His grace now?
I am relying on His grace now. That's the only reason why I'm still able to live and breathe and get whatever food I can get is by the grace of God.
No,
Trump's saying
that's not by the grace of job. That's due to Donald Trump.
I disagree.
Why are you giving God the grace and Trump doing the work?
Yo. Okay. You got me there. Fine. Okay. By the grace of Trump, I'm able to, that he's still able to fund the SNAP benefit, and I can still go get my SNAP food. By the grace of
Aren't
Trump,
you white?
still allowing. Yeah.
You don't even sound right. Talk about SNAP food. What the?
I know, right? That's how hard it is out here.
No,
Jesse.
it's not.
Okay. Jesse, I would like to go drive and go hunt, but it's like I lose money driving to go hunt.
You shouldn't be going hunting unless you're hunting for a job.
What about hunting for food?
Go hunt for a job and buy the food.
Go to the grocery store and go buy their poison.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus.
Yes, so I can go off the deep end on that one. But because of time, I don't appreciate how Trump is wording, or not Trump, let me rephrase that. I don't appreciate how the President of the United States is wording this, and then you just got
he like a tough father. Clapping. He said, okay, family, be patient. When you're going to have to do without a little bit for a minute, and all will be well. What's wrong with that? That's what good fathers do.
Is Trump's family doing less? Are they making less?
Why are you looking at Trump family?
Because he's the one telling us that we need to just squeeze a little bit more here and there. And how is
he
Trump's
didn't say
family
here
doing?
and there. He said the gas is at $4, man.
And we just got.
He did not say here or there. He did not, and the economy is not crushing and all that stuff.
Okay, Jesse. I will get.
I would challenge you, my friend, to go out and get a full-time job and see that you'll be just fine.
Okay, I will.
And don't blame Trump if you run into people that won't hire you. It has nothing to do with Trump.
Sometimes it actually does because I supported Trump. Yes. Oh, yes. Because I supported Trump, I lost jobs, and I supported Trump. I can't get jobs. And because I'm a white man, I can't get jobs.
But you can't blame Trump for that.
Why not? He's in charge. He's the one that says that we have all these jobs and anybody can go get a job and this is a golden age.
You can.
He's the one saying.
It's not Trump people that, it's not Trump's fault that you're being discriminated against because you're white. They give it all the job to those black people from Haiti,
North Korea,
and in China. That's not Trump's fault. As a matter of fact,
Trump's in charge.
As a matter of fact, I just saw a report yesterday, I believe, where Trump is punishing the universities that bring all these Chinese in and allowing them to get citizenship or something. I forgot what it was, or take the job. Trump is doing all he can to clean up the mess that's been made for the last 100 years with Obama and Biden. He's cleaning up them, and it takes time to clean up a mess. Have you ever tried to clean up a mess?
Yes, I have.
It takes time.
And you need to be ruthless, and you just need to fire people. And that's what I thought we were getting with Trump, which thoughts were lies. I thought we were getting the Apprentice guy where he says, "You're fired." And he just starts firing people that aren't doing their
You're
job.
not making any sense.
Okay. All right, then.
All right. But go and get a job and don't be guarded with you. You shouldn't be worried anyway.
I'm going to apply for these jobs, and I'm going to record them, and I'm going to send it to your producer and to show you how difficult it is out there, especially for a white man, to go and try and get a professional job.
If that's true, and it might be, I don't know, you can't blame Trump for that, though, man. What the?
Well, that's what I'm also realizing, like, oh, maybe this is why I can't get a relationship at all.
Oh,
Because
Lord.
I know. But that's like, I stopped there. It's like, I can't even get a real job, so who's going to be in a relationship? So, like, that's obviously way down the line, but it's a trickle-down effect, and it starts with the oil and the gas.
So, hold on, I got one more thing to give you so you can stop bitching.
Okay. And I've been bitching. Trust me, like, the amount of bitching I've been doing lately is out of control.
That's right. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, am I right there? Trump administration has added millions of jobs for native-born Americans while declining foreign-born employment. That's from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now, I rest my case.
Okay. Created by the government, more false numbers.
Look at you making up another thing.
It's true. Okay. Okay.
I'm surprised that you have so many excuses. You don't normally sound like a liberal.
I'm turning
Are you a
into
socialist now?
I'm turning into it. AOC for president. Why not? Hey, free health care, free food, free everything, free gas.
What a mess.
I know, it is.
So I want you to remember that according to, read that, Nick, that Bureau Statistics thing.
Yeah, they report large gains.
And who is reporting in it?
The Bureau of Labor Statistics, their current population survey reports large gains in native-born employment, 2 to 2.7 million in various stretches, and including declines in foreign-born employment. Just thought it was interesting as to, what is Trump doing?
Right. And you talk about, there ain't no jobs out there. The economy is crushing. What the?
Okay. Or then I just want to say, like, then
how about saying I was wrong?
No, I'm not wrong. I know that. I'm living it, Jesse. I'm living this day to day.
But it ain't Trump's fault that you living it.
He's in charge.
No, he's not. He's not in charge of who hired you, man.
Okay. Look at the North Koreans and their IT
Lord.
jobs that they
Stop
took
looking
in.
at other folks.
It's okay.
What are you saying that?
I'm just saying that it's just like exaggeration doesn't help. Like, sure, the oil prices, the price of energy has gone up. Iran situation, everyone can see the news, but the price of gas is $5, not 500. You know, like
right.
It was $5 under Biden, right? We can see the things that are happening, but exaggeration doesn't help anyone.
Well, does that make it okay?
Are you hungry right now? You need some bread.
Yes, I do.
What a mess. All right, Stetson, good to hear from you, man.
I'll quit bitching. Yes, you too.
All right, buddy.
Have a good day.
All right.
Bye.
888-77-JESSE. Let me go to first-time caller Patrick out of Texas. Let's see here. Patrick, you are on the air.
Hello.
Hey, Patrick, first-time caller out of Texas. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. So I just got to say, I've watched you countless times on the internet, and you're amazing and kind of funny at the same time.
You black.
No, I am not.
I'm black.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't think race has really anything to do with anything. But,
That's right. I agree.
I'm far from racist. I have black in my family and everything else like that.
Are you white?
Yes, sir.
Why you
Yes,
have
sir.
black in your family? What the?
Well, my uncle, my mom's brother, he actually married a black woman that already had a black son, and then they ended up having like 10 kids.
What a mess!
Yeah, yeah, but it's all good. So I suspect that you are a Christian.
Yeah, is that a
So
question?
what type of? Yes, I do got a question.
Yeah,
what
I am
type
a
of Christian
Christian.
are you first?
What?
What type of Christian are you first?
I don't know what that means. How many
So-
kinds are there?
Okay, what I mean, okay. So there are Christians that are lukewarm, right? You know, they believe some of the Bible and then the others they don't. And then there are diehard Christians that believe that the Bible is 110% true. Are you that person?
I don't know what you mean by lukewarm or I think all common sense people know that everything in the Bible is not true, and it cannot be because human beings are weak and they change things as time go on.
Yes.
And
But
so anybody
God
that believes that
is true.
everything in the Bible is true will have to be retarded.
I guess if that's the way
Isn't
you,
that true?
you look at it.
So you sound like a sensible person. You don't believe everything in the Bible is true, right?
Well, sir, I had an interaction with God when I was a little younger.
I know, but let me
where
ask though before
I
you
tried-
get to that. Hold on. Do you believe that everything in the Bible is true?
What I believe, sir, is God gives legitimacy to
No,
everything in
that's not the
existence.
question. Do you believe that everything in the Bible is true?
Okay, you gotta be more clear. I mean, what?
Okay, I'll be a
what
little more
everything
clear.
are you talking about?
I'll be a little bit more clear. Do you, Patrick, a first-time caller out of Texas, believe that everything in the Bible is true?
I believe it's plausible that it could be true. Yes.
So you believe that everything in the Bible is true?
Yeah. Well, yeah. For the most part, yes.
Do you believe that everything in the Bible is true?
Yes. I do.
Are you a Christian?
Well, there's reasons why. I am a diehard Christian.
What's
I am
a diehard
very serious
Christian?
Christian.
What?
I'll die for this. I'll die for this.
You die
Like,
for what?
I swear to you, I will die for this.
Why?
Huh?
What do you mean die for what?
Because, say for instance, if someone came up to me and tried to put a sword to my throat, telling me to recant my faith in Christ or die, I will die.
That
I
will only
choose to
happen
die.
if you lived in a Muslim country, man.
Not necessarily. There's Muslims that are coming over here with their ideologies, and
I know.
they've already tried to kill several people, even though
Patrick,
and
why do you believe that everything in the Bible is true? Why do you believe that?
Okay, I can explain. All right, God gives legitimacy to everything in existence. Before I met God, right, or before I had an interaction like that, I didn't believe it. Like I was like everybody else, where I would believe bits and pieces, and I would say, well, this can't be true, and stuff like that. Well, until I did what everybody probably should not do, and I put God to the test, and I found out very quickly that He is God, and I definitely am afraid of Him now. I mean, that's a true statement, and the way I understand it is, if there is a supernatural God, which there is, then anything could be possible, and anything could exist.
Patrick.
And that is a very valid statement.
But you're not making any sense at all. And it may be
What
my
do you
fault.
mean?
You're
I
not
don't
making
think
any
you're
sense.
understanding
How
me.
did you test God? You can't test God.
Oh, yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can. Yes,
In your
you can.
mind, you think
Yes,
you're testing God, but you're not.
No. Okay, so I can explain what I mean by testing God.
How old are you?
I am 29.
Okay, go ahead. How did you test God?
Now, this is a real true thing that happened to me. I'm being so serious.
Okay.
Okay, I've
All
told
right.
this to countless people. All right, so whenever I was a little younger, right, I did something where I ended up, doing something real good, right, for somebody, and that somebody happened to be my mother. And at the end of this, I thought I deserved the reward, so I was going to go find, cigarette snipes or the butt end of a cigarette because I was so dirt poor, it was unreal. And across the parking lot, I began to think to myself, what was this worth? I was just going to get old, I was just going to get sick, and I was just going to die. And there would be no reason to live at that point. So the way I thought, I didn't want to become an atheist because that's cold. That's nothing. You believe in nothing. There's no point in living. And so I began to think, like, in my own head, reasons to live. There'd be 10 reasons for me to end my life, and I'd only seek one reason to live. That happened to me 3 times, where I would think of reasons to end, but I would only seek for one reason to live. Okay, so the last time I found the last reason to live, there was like 10 billion reasons for me to end my life. And I mean, they were all different reasons, and they were legit reasons. I couldn't argue with it. And so my heart snapped on the inside, and I just looked up at the sky and said, God, give me friendship or something. I'm about to kill myself. And I waited. I wanted what an atheist wanted. I wanted proof. I wanted serious proof. A preacher could have came up to me and said, believe and live, and I would have hit him. Okay? It's that serious.
Make a long story
I was
short.
done with life.
Make a long story short.
Okay, so the long story short, I said YOLO, and I was crying walking to the bridge. I was going to smoke 2 cigarette snipes right before I got there, 1 right before I jumped. And when I say this, God humbled me. He humbled me. I felt a giant hand come out of the sky and just scoop the words out of my brain. My brain went silent. I have a sound mind. And then he showed me something inside of myself, and I've seen this happen. So I know for a fact he's real. I'm 100% sure. I've never been more sure in my life. Okay? And then I started
How do you know for a
looking at
fact
the Bible.
he's real?
Well, because I interacted with him. He interacted with me.
How do you
but
know
I
for
found
a
out
fact
that God
he is
is
real?
a spirit. Because he showed up to me. He proved it to me.
Hold on. Can you
And
hold on?
it's that
Hold
serious.
on. Can you hold for a minute? Let me take a quick break.
Yes, sir.
All right, hold on. 888-77-JESSE. Amazing. It's Thursday, folks. I'll be right back. I recommend you get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. There may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get from race to responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com, for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Okay, folks, welcome back. I do personal shout-outs. Shout-outs, birthdays, weddings, congratulations, encouragement, whatever the shout-out is, anywhere in the world, I'll do it for you. And the shout-outs are amazing. The people love the shout-out. They're like, Jesse, that was an amazing shout-out. Thank you. I want you to do one for my husband or my wife or my children or for me again or whatever, right? Cameo. Go to cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson for a shout out. And if you need counseling, and we have the best counseling service on the planet. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you the way it is, right? And it's not my fault. We have the best counseling on the planet. Family, individual, and in-house counseling. By phone, anywhere in the world. By phone, by phone or a Skype, or in-house, all right? Go to JesseLeePeterson.com, JesseLeePeterson.com to make an appointment. And be patient. She will get you in as quickly as possible. It is pretty bull. You may only need one session. Some people are like, Jesse, no, I need at least two. I want two. And some people like you know, they like to more, but you may need just one. So go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. Or you can, and be patient again, right? Because we are busy. And the ladies forum tonight at 7 p.m. every Thursday night of the month for ladies only. Let me go quickly back to the busy phones, and then I got to get some super chats, and it's Bible Thumper Thursday. So, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Who are you?
What do you mean, who am I?
Who are you?
My name is Patrick. I'm a living being on this earth. I used to be very doubtful of everything. And then he actually showed up. You know, he really did show up. Whenever they say, whoever calls on the name of God will be saved, that is a true statement.
So you told me your name and that you're a living being, your body, but who are you?
Okay, you got to be more specific, sir.
Oh, okay. Who are you?
Like my last name?
No, you told me your name. No, I don't want your last name. Don't put your last name out there. But you told me your name is Patrick. You have a body, but you didn't tell me who you are.
I am a person that believes God's word. I believe intently that there are some things crept in unaware of.
So you told me what you believe, but you still didn't tell me who you are.
Okay, what do you mean? Like where I work, what I do for a living?
No, I didn't ask you what you do. I didn't ask your name. I didn't ask you your body. I asked you, who are you?
I am nobody on this planet. I have nothing. Nothing to gain and nothing to lose.
How is it that you say you know God, but you don't even know who you are?
I know who I am.
But you didn't
gotta
tell
be more
me yet.
specific. What are you talking about? Who am I? I've told you.
No, you told me your
a part of my
name.
story.
You told me your name. You told me that you're male. You have a living body. You told me you work. You told me you fell in the creek. Or you almost fell in the creek. But you still didn't tell me who you told me what you believe. But you didn't tell me who you are.
I am somebody that wants to get my story out there and tell people that God's a very real being.
But you don't know that. You don't even know who you are. How can you know who God is but not know who you are?
Are you talking about who I am in Christ? I know who I am. I can't tell nobody.
No. Calm down. So let me ask, have you forgiven your mother?
I have. I have forgiven everybody.
Did you tell your mother you forgave her?
Yes.
What did you say to her?
I forgive you for all of the wrongs you have done. I continue to forgive her for everything she has ever done to me.
You went to your mother and told you forgive her for what she done to you?
Yes.
You told her that?
I forgive everybody. Yes.
And what did she say?
I forgive everybody.
What did she say when you told her that?
She understands and that she loves me.
She doesn't love you. Your mother don't have love. You know that, right?
She has a form of love.
No, she doesn't have any love at all.
And why would you say this?
Because God said it.
Whether or not she has empathy or love, that's not for me to know.
Yes, it is. Have you forgiven your father for not protecting you from your mama?
I have forgiven my dad. My dad is in heaven right now.
In heaven?
Yes, sir.
How do you know?
Because I know where he was going.
How do you know he's in heaven?
Because as I had an interaction with God, my dad did too. But my dad was on a different path than me.
How do you know your father's in heaven?
Because I got confirmation.
What do you mean?
I got confirmation.
Who told you your father was in heaven?
Him who created everything.
So God told you that your daddy is in heaven?
Yes.
So what did his voice sound like when he told you that?
God's voice?
Uh-huh.
It's small and still.
No, what did
and
his
it's not
voice,
like a voice in
what
your
did
head.
God's voice sound like when he told you, Pastor, your dad is in heaven? What did his voice sound like?
I told you, it sounds small and still.
What did that mean? That's not an answer.
What do you mean it's not an answer? It's a very small voice, it's a still voice, and it's an audible voice.
God's voice, no, you listen to the devil, buddy. God's voice is not audible.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
there is so many passages in the Bible where people has heard the voice of God, even Christ, when he cried out, Father, glorify your name.
Oh, Lord.
And they all heard a voice.
Patrick, I appreciate your call. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You take care.
All right, buddy. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Brady out of Arizona. Brady, you are on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well, sir. Happy Man History Month.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard a couple of your callers. I think what's happening, though, with the economy, I think Trump is doing a good thing on some things, but the war in Iran needs to be ended as soon as it can. The price of oil is just going to shoot upwards. And when you're talking about the jobs, it is hard for kids these days to get a job.
You know why? Because they're lazy. Not because the job is not there, but because they're lazy.
That's true. A lot of the times they don't want to go out and look, but I always say, like that guy was talking about going into the painting business, I suggest for him to go walk around his neighborhood and look at people's places, homes that need to be painted on the outside, or any type of work that he could do in that yard, and knock on that door and hand out a business card that he'd be interested in doing work for that person. And you see how many jobs he gets by the end of the day. He goes, passes out 20 or 30 cards and talks to people that need work on their house. He'll get work.
That's some good advice, Brady. You're right about that.
You know, and
there is
and also,
no such thing as you cannot find a job in the United States of America, especially now. So it's really not true at all.
And the thing is, he's talking about he's single parent or single male. And when you get taxed by the government, you still get federal taxes, like we were saying, and like you were saying. But one way to avoid that is start your own business. And people that do like service work, you know, also a different thing. Go out and hand, you know, people that know how to clean homes, people that know how to take care of the elderly. Go out there and start your own business. It's going to take a while. It's going to take 3 to 6 months to start getting it rolling, but you're not going to have to depend on that EBT card every month for your food. And you can start branching out then, and then reinvest all the money that you have.
And in the meantime, Brady, they can have a job too while working on building their own business. You can do it if you really want to and not see yourself as a victim.
So you do your job that you currently have, but when you're done with it, you start handing out business cards that you're in the handyman business or you're in the cleaning business or anything that you could help somebody else out that you could provide a service for. I don't care what it is. Find a different niche and get into it. You know, a lot of these kids just rather sit home, collect that EBT card, and they have no idea. There is nothing going into savings for the future. They have no pensions. There's nothing for retirement for them. They can't afford a house.
Well, let me just say that
it's horrible.
What has happened in today's America is that parents, due to the wickedness of their hearts, they have destroyed their children by taking care of them, by giving them any type of computer and phone and paying everything for them while they're growing up, and still allowing them to stay at home even after they're 18 years old. The parents don't love the children, and so they have destroyed the children. And in the same way that you heard my friend Stetson, that these people don't believe that they can make it in life because the parents have screwed their lives up. The parents have no love. When we were growing up, when I was growing up, day one, I've always had something to do around the house. I helped around the house. I cut wood. I did something. And then they made sure that we learned how to take care of ourselves while growing up. And at 18, we knew we had to leave. and go out into the world, keep food on your table, pay your bills, and you'll be fine. Parents don't do that with children anymore. And when they don't do it, they want to blame the economy. They want to blame Trump. They want to blame education or somebody else for their failure in raising their own children.
Absolutely correct. You know, one thing, you go back in the old days when you used to go and on the weekends go have to work on the farm and actually do some physical labor or clean up around the house or cut wood. People back then, you had to do something like that, especially where I'm from. I'm up by Canada, the Minnesota area, and we always had something to do around the house, shoveling snow, whatever. There was always something going on. But what did they replace that with? The computer. And everything, all the kids these days are just stuck on that computer.
But I blame the parents for that, too, because if the parents love their children, they wouldn't be buying the kids these computer toys the moment they pop out of the womb. They don't want to have to be bothered with their children. So they, as soon as the baby pop out of the womb, the parents shove some type of computer down their face, put them in a corner, and leaving them there until they're 50.
Well, that's exactly correct. But the thing is, we're living in an electronic age, you know, and everybody has a phone. Like almost at birth, you're going to be given a phone pretty much coming up.
And that's the parents' fault, though. That's not just because the world offered that. That's not a reason that you should fall for the world and make your kids suffer.
When your school systems, your education systems, and now basically all across the world is going to be relying on AI computer systems.
Don't let your kids go to a public school if you love your children.
No parent is going to convince their kid not to stay off a computer these days. I don't know how hard you try, because when they go to school, they're on a computer 8 hours of that day.
But don't let them go to school. Homeschool them.
Yeah, it's very hard. How are you going to pay the rent and stay at home and raise your kids?
Let your husband go to work.
I don't have a husband, Jesse.
No, I'm talking about the mother. I'm talking about married family. The husband go. You don't have to worry about that. He'll take care of that.
There is no families anymore that are together. It's all single family homes.
And so, then let them suffer.
It's just the way the world is these days.
No, it's the way people are. It has nothing to do with the world.
I'm just saying, here's a clear fact, like where my son attends school here, I was surprised. I'm in a really good area here in Vegas, and the school system is really good. And they did a study the other day, and it was 8 out of 10 of the people there on EBT cards of the school system, the parents. And they're all single parents. I don't see any, I don't really see many of the men picking the kids up, or I do see a lot of the women, but it's a messed up situation. There are no more, like when we grew up, you had a father and a mother, and they stayed married. They stuck it through, thin, and they didn't just automatically file for divorce after the first argument. They stuck it out. People these days are like, I don't care. We'll get a divorce, after 2 arguments. And that's the way the world is. I think only 80%.
So you agree with me that human beings are evil, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And so that's why you have a brand new heart. We need love on the earth that comes from God. But human beings are nasty and vicious, and they're of their father, the devil. Brady, I got to run. I appreciate your call. I like that advice that you gave out. It's perfect advice.
All right, brother. You have a great day.
All right, buddy. Super. Super chats.
Kaya, who's been a member for 10 months, shout out.
Shout out, Kaya. Amazing.
Doing a little Bible thumping on Bible Thumper Thursday. Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good of those who love God and who are called according to his purpose. It's in the Word.
It's in the Word. Right on. Thank you. That's amazing.
Tater with the biblical question response.
Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women?
Says because men are accountable, women and children are not.
What?
Because men are accountable and women and children are not.
Thank you. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. That's amazing. Thank you.
Leo with a super chat says, Jesse hit the snooze button this morning. Oh, Lord.
Amazing. You black. Thank you.
Sion with a coffee. Jesse Lee Love. Good morning.
Good morning, Zion. Amazing.
The biblical answer is...
Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women?
Society was taught to put mama on a pedestal. Mama's always the victim and mom always going through it all. Sometimes I support the Middle Eastern culture when it comes to women knowing their role and disciplined. I'm not saying abuse, but she knows not to mouth off to her man. She carries herself with decency and she knows the man is there to lead. At one point, it used to be like that in Ethiopia, too. The women were not in control like they are now, copying the Western culture.
Amazing. Thank you, Zion. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you.
Zozo asks... What about the Coca-Cola custom can situation? I'm not familiar. I don't think we're familiar with that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Make it clear either by calling 888-7753-773 or make it clear in the Super Chat. I have no idea. But thank you.
I tried Googling. Renee Super Chat says discrimination against a true man ultimately falls flat because resilience is built into his character. External obstacles and prejudice may exist, but we never complain or play victim, unlike women.
Would that respond to the biblical question?
It may have been.
Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women? Thank you, Renee. And I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
Mike says if tomorrow isn't promised, why not sacrifice your ego today? You're not your flesh and your thoughts aren't yours. You think God is lying, so let it all go and his will be done.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
He sends another one. Enduring guided by the light silences all doubt and fear. You're almost invincible.
Repeat that.
He says, enduring guided by the light silences all doubt and fear. You're almost invincible.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Amazing.
Callie with a Cash App says, what a beta. I got 2 jobs, 3 kids, and invest. So
responding to Stetson.
I don't know, maybe.
Okay.
Says weak victim mindset. What a beta.
Amazing. Thank you. What now?
Someone with a coffee. Hello, good morning. I get confused with the silent prayer. Can you explain that? Thank you.
Well, I don't know how you get confused. Call me, because I can't explain it when I don't understand how you get confused. 888-7753-773, 888-77 Jesse, or make it clear as to what do you mean by you get confused. All right? Thank you.
Pastor Chatelet, a whole bunch of gold pills. Nice.
Thank you, Pastor Chatelet. I appreciate your support.
Says, I love how caller claims he woke up thanks to Jesse's teachings, but he's begging, whining, complaining, comparing, judging others, and fearful, and worried, and blaming. Amazing. Get a job, get 2 jobs.
What a mess. It's interesting. Thank you.
CB says, so sad that men are calling in sounding like women. Frank says the caller saying the economy is crushed would be struggling in any era because he's a beta loser. I'm just reading the super chats. And a member for 8 months.
Thank you.
Mexi says, biblical question because weak men allow
Why
it.
is it okay to discriminate against men but not women?
Because weak men allow it.
Amazing. Thank you. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
We got to take a break.
I'll take a break. 1 more hour to go. We're going to move as many calls and super chats as possible. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. The hate news with the anchor baby, and I'll be right back. In your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax.
Already 2 hours of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Bible Thumper Thursday, third hour coming right up. A little update on Hawaii. You may have heard of that hurricane over there. And Hawaii is still recovering from Hurricane Layla, or is it Lala? I have the worst anchor ever. Never heard the names of what he's talking about. While bracing for a possible new tropical threat, Layla, or Lala, brushed past the Big Island as a Category 1 hurricane last weekend, delivering extreme rainfall, more than 40 inches in some areas, flash flooding, damaging winds, and widespread power outages. At least 100 homes were damaged or destroyed, and the storm has been linked to 2 deaths now. Tens of thousands of customers lost power at the peak. About 19,000 remained without electricity as of Wednesday. Layla has since moved west and strengthened into a major hurricane, but it no longer threatens the main islands. Now forecasters are watching a new disturbance southeast of Hawaii. It has a high chance of becoming a tropical depression in the coming days and could take a track similar to Layla's. Officials are urging residents to prepare now while cleanup continues. I didn't know it was even that destructive. I had not even seen images about it. But in other weather-related news, El Nino, you may have heard of such a term. A potentially historic super El Nino is brewing in the Pacific. They're saying it's set to scramble winter weather across the United States. El Nino happens when a huge stretch of the tropical Pacific Ocean gets unusually warm. Okay, like a heater cranking up all sorts of temperatures and air moving around, changing things up. The extra heat messes with the jet stream, the high-speed river of air that steers across North America. This year's version is already strong and still intensifying. Forecasters say there's more than 90% chance it becomes a very strong event this fall and winter, with nearly a 70% shot at ranking as the most powerful on record. Who will feel it the most? Wetter, stormier southern U.S. states from Southern California across the Southwest, Texas, and the Gulf Coast, and into the Southeast. Higher odds of heavy rain, flooding, and even the occasional icy mix or snow in places that don't usually see it. Milder temperatures, often less snow in the North Pacific Northwest, Northern Plains, Midwest, and much of the Northeast. It's not a guarantee of exact weather, but the odds are tilting hard for a big El Nino. The name comes from the Spanish. It means the little boy. It's also a Christian term. Peruvian fishermen noticed centuries ago that every few years around Christmas time, the normally cool ocean water off the coast suddenly turned warm. They named it El Niño de Navidad, the Christmas child, after the baby Jesus. Maybe you didn't know that. Little interesting factoid. Muslim wash stations in Texas. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is targeting ritual washing stations at major airports, calling them illegal religious discrimination. In letters this week, Abbott directed a review of state grants to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport and Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport. He also referred both to the U.S. Department of Transportation for investigation. The facilities, known as ablution or wudu stations, allow Muslims to wash their hands, arms, head, and feet before prayer. Abbott argues the stations single out one religion for special treatment at government-owned facilities, violating constitutional protections against favoring any faith. Now we got to fall back on civil rights to defend against the Muslims. What a mess. Let's just claim that as a Christian country. Officials say there are spaces open to travelers of all faiths. Legal experts dispute Abbott's claims. They note that airports routinely provide accommodations for various religious and practical needs. Imagine that. In a creative push to boost retention, one Army unit in Georgia is offering soldiers who re-enlist a special 4-day pass timed to the highly anticipated release of Grand Theft Auto 6. Stay in the Army. You get to play it early. The incentive comes from the 9th Brigade Engineer Battalion at Fort Stewart. Eligible soldiers who sign a reenlistment contract between August 1st and November 14th will get a 96-hour pass to coincide with GTA 6's launch. Creative way to get you in the Army. Anyways, third hour, Jesse Lee Peterson Show coming right up.
have to stand up strong, think the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the racists with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We also are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning, and how y'all? You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. Jesse, Jesse. And my biblical question, amazing one. Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women? Why? Why is it okay to discriminate against men but not women? Amazing, huh? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show, jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're running around and doing whatever it is you're doing, but you would still like to listen to the show as it is happening, you can, anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the whole wide world, whole round world. And if you're a flat earther, anywhere in the whole up and down world. What the? You can listen, you can podcast and still listen on your phone by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go buy me a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Thursday. And because we love the Bible Thumpers, it is Bible Thumper Thursday. Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't feel your faith. Are you ready? Are you
Hallelujah. Yeah. Ooh. A spiritual battle. And it's mind-blowing. It's amazing. I wanted to do a if for a minute, but I want to get to these calls. We started out a little late this morning. And maybe my fault. Amazing. I want to go to Jill out of Sweet Home, Alabama. Jill, you are on the air.
Hey, good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Jill. Happy Men's History Month.
Happy Men's History Month, for sure.
Thank you. Amazing.
So, I called. I've been trying to call for like a couple weeks, and I couldn't, but I'm calling now.
Okay.
But, okay, so I had an experience with the spirit of anger the other day. And I think for the first time, I handled it kind of the best way I could. And so what happened was I went to my daughter's house with my husband, and she had just experienced like a miscarriage and stuff, right? So we went to, just sit with her for a while. And before I got there, I had that raging anger on the inside of me. And I knew it, and it was coming up. And I'm like thinking of everything. I'm getting all these thoughts telling me why I should be mad or I should hate my husband, and just all kinds of stuff. But I knew it. I was aware of it. And it lasted for like 3 hours or more. And so I just was quiet, was sitting in it. But even like if somebody asked me something, I would kind of answer real short, And but then I was like quiet, and it kind of started to pass. And my husband was there, just his little demon guy, telling me, "Oh, you're just being a mean old lady. You're going to be an old crotchety woman," and blah blah blah, all this kind of stuff.
What the?
I know, and I'm like, oh. But he was making comments like that, like all through the day, like in front of my daughter and stuff. And I let it go because he's kind of like that, He just gets on you. So I finally just looked at him. Then we left there. We went to the grocery store, and he was still kind of going at it. And I go, Doug, I'm dealing with the spirit of anger right now, and I'm aware of it. And can you just stop? And he was just real quiet after that. And was that okay?
How did he know that you were being dealing with it before? Were you acting out, or how did he know?
Yeah, because I remember I said every time I would say something, they can see it when my attitude like that changes.
Oh, okay.
And they can just see, and I'm real short, and I don't argue, and I don't say anything. But it was huge, and I'm like, this time I'm like, I'm going to face it. I'm aware of it, and I'm going to sit in it. But I had to be like around my family, And so like I just went over and did the dishes, and then of course I'm getting thoughts like, man, why am I doing her dishes? And just everything was just being thrown at me.
But what I want you to know is that going through this hell that you are going through, you have to do it quietly and without anyone knowing that you're going through it at all. You should not be displaying what's happening inside of you at all. You should just be aware of it, but don't act it out and don't call it you. And yet deal with people with love and no anger, but being aware of what the thoughts are telling you. And if you're not catching the thoughts, they'll fall into emotions, that emotional stuff. And just be aware of it, but do nothing about it, so that the waves of help can come for you, and the waves of healing can come and destroy it. But if you were acting it out in any way, then you're the devil one, and God can't help you when you're acting out.
Okay, because like
no one should have even known at all that you were going through anything except the spirit of truth.
Right. Okay. Because I was quiet. I didn't want to talk to anybody, but I had to.
Right.
So
when you go to work, you got to deal with people. If you're married with a family, you got to deal with people. Yeah. But you don't have to act out what's happening in the thoughts, because they're lies anyway. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. And the only way you felt what you were thinking, because you didn't catch them in time and they fell into your body. So you felt the pain, but that still wasn't you. So I want to encourage you, when that happens, stay with it. But when that happens, just quietly, just be aware. And that's what it means to die daily. As you, and then I tell people that they should always know where they are and what they're doing instead of being in the head. When you're aware of what's going on, but you're not reacting in any way, then you're dying. All of your illusions, all of those thoughts and all those ideas and ambitions and want, you are dying. And that's what Christ said. In order to get a life, you must die from a life. And you're dying when you're aware that these things are happening, but doing nothing about it.
Okay. See, I mean, I know that, and I know that, but it's like, so I wasn't speaking at all to anybody, but they could like just feel it coming off me, and I just don't know how to change.
You can't change. But
Yeah.
just practice when that happens, and it will happen again if you stay with it, because those spirits don't want to leave you. They have to go and live in someone else, so they want to stay in the body that they already resides in. But don't do it. Just be aware. And they're going to get like really, really, especially as the closer you get to heaven, the greater the pain and the thoughts are going to get.
Okay.
And they're going to scream, they're going to yell, and why are you washing her dishes? Why this? Where that old lazy boyfriend or husband or her? All kinds of things, right?
Yeah.
But you just
That's exactly what happened, but I was aware of it.
But
and I was just shutting up.
Right, that's fine, yeah. So if maybe I'm not understanding, you were aware, you're aware of the voices and the pain, but you were just quiet. You were not talking?
Right. I wasn't talking. I wasn't saying anything that my thoughts were saying.
Oh.
I go, I know that's just the devil. I know.
You were not communicating with your family while you were there?
Just like we sat down to do a puzzle, and I mean, I felt it horribly inside.
Oh, so your husband was saying this about you because you were quiet?
Maybe because I was quiet. Maybe oh, look at her. She's just blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, I'm already inside just going, and then that was coming from the outside. And I just wouldn't talk because I knew if I talked, I would,
Right on.
They would know.
But when you say you were being short, what do you mean by that?
I felt like I was being short on everything I did, because why else would he be saying, why are you so mean? Why are you so this? And I just wouldn't say anything.
But no, that doesn't mean you were being short, because what's happening is when you're quiet like that, you're going through this thing and you're quiet. Weak people will feel uncomfortable with your quietness.
Oh.
And instead of them realizing that, you know what, why do I have to have her speak at all? Why she got to be a certain way? They'll blame you for the way that they're feeling.
Okay, because it wasn't stopping, and I mean, so I was doing okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you said you were being short, meaning that you were going off on these people.
No. In my mind, I was.
Right.
But I wasn't talking. I wasn't saying anything. And I told myself, no, this is just anger. I gotta face it. I gotta feel it.
Right
I gotta sit in it, and I have to live with it.
Right.
And that's what I was doing. And that's what I was doing.
Oh, well, if your husband was messing with you like that, it was only because he couldn't handle the fact that you were quiet.
Yeah.
And so that thing in him could not handle the quietness in you. And so instead of him realizing, hey, this thing trying to get me to react, it's telling your husband, oh, look at her, she's crabby. Let her know she's crabby. She's going to get old by being crabby. But that was in him, and that has nothing to do with you at all.
Yes. I see it when it comes out of him. I always see it now, but I don't react anymore.
Is he working on himself?
No.
Oh,
he's not.
It's difficult when one person, if you're married or living in or whatever, and one is working on themselves and the other one isn't. the darkness in the other one will hate the light in you, and they don't recognize that it's the light that they're hating in you, and then they'll try to attack you.
Mm-hmm. It happens. And you know, he watches you sometimes, but you know, he knows it all, but he just will not go and forgive. He doesn't think he's got to, and
he's not ready for it.
He's not.
Based on what you've said, and I haven't spoken to him, so I don't know, but most human beings love their misery. They love their pain. They love their ego nature, which is the devil, and there's nothing you can do to get them to want to change that.
No, you absolutely cannot.
And that's why we are one of the worst things, but not the only thing, but one of the worst things human beings can do is to try to change someone else or even encourage them to change or anything, because you're playing God when you do that. And then women got it bad. They love thinking that they're going to help somebody. I can change them. I can do this. I got the Lord and all that mess. And they're playing God.
Yeah, see that it's been revealed more and more and more to me that that's how I am or was.
Yeah.
And I've really backed off, but it's like, and then I wanted to kind of talk about my adult children, if you have a minute.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
So for a long time, I've been doing the silent prayer. I do it every day, every morning, every night. And for about 8 months, I just had the worst time with the guilt of my adult children. You know, I was a single mom. I raised them. And, I mean, you know, when God reveals how evil we really are and how it affects everything, that's hard to take, you know.
That's why most people won't do it, because it's hard to face how wicked human beings are. They don't want to see that.
I know. And it's like it comes in stages, you know, too.
Yeah.
And then start realizing even more and more there is nothing good in us at all.
Yes.
I mean, nothing. So I was dealing with this guilt, you know, and I know that's the devil too. It comes to make you feel guilty because it really wasn't you, but, you know, the evil did happen through you, you know, and you were one with it. And, you know, just like we're trying to be one with the Father now. But I just, talking to them, okay, they really can't take any of this from me, because growing up I put them through so much as far as, like, I even went on the whole head in everything with the speaking in tongues and Bible thumping, and then when I got out of that, I started drinking. I mean, they've just been through everything with me. And so coming from me, it's like, oh, here goes mom again. You know, she's off on her thing. And so when I tell them about, you know, forgiving, I've talked to them some, and sometimes they tell me, you know, shut up. And I go, I understand it, you know, that because of where I've been, it's hard for you to hear that. But I told them, I said, you know, I don't, it doesn't matter where the message comes from, because now they have it in them that they hate anything. If I mention JLP, right? And it's just hate, and I know they hate the light that's, you know, but now I've lost my, and I told them, I said, but you don't understand. It's not the person, it's the message. I go, do you realize I would still be at the same church you guys were at if that message, if they were given the same message JLP gives? If Pastor Stetson was speaking what he spoke, I would be there. It's not who. And they're like, well, why do you always have to put down what we think? And I'm really not putting down it. I go, well, it's just because I've been through it and I understand it. And, you know, it's just not right. And anyways, I told them that they had JLPDS, Jesse Lee Peterson derangement syndrome, instead of TDS, Trump derangement syndrome.
No.
I know. I mean, I was just, you have JLPTS. Why do you hate it so much? And well, we don't, and and then they said, don't talk about religion or politics or something, and then the next instant they're asking me a question. So all I can do is answer the question, but the thing is that I realize everything is about me trying to control. And, I just I'm not sure what to do about that.
And your question is what for me?
As far as like relating to my children, my adult children, just stay out of it, huh? Just stay away.
Jill, your children hate you when you're a crazy Christian, talking, Bible-thumping Christian, and you put them through hell, and now you found another whatever you found, you're putting them through hell with it. They don't want to hear anything from you. I recommend you be quiet and stop it. You're wrong for doing that to them.
Okay.
They don't hate me, they hate you. And if you're truly,
they hate me.
Yeah. If you're truly changing, you be quiet and just live and be the light. And if there's something they need to see, they'll see it in you themselves. Don't be trying to teach them. Don't be trying to get them to listen to my show or anything. You're wrong.
Yeah, I am wrong.
You're imposing your will on them. You're playing God.
Yeah. I was praying and asked God, why is it so hard? Why am I like all crying? Well, when you're crying, you're lying. It's because of control.
Right. Once you back off and stop, they tell you they don't want to hear it. That means they don't want to hear it.
Well, actually, I have for like the last 5-6 months. Oh, absolutely, I really have. The only reason I talked to them, I just saw them the other day, and my son was asking me, and that's the only time I've really talked to them.
And that's the only time you could. Sure, if they ask, but if they don't ask, don't impose in politics on them, religion on them, or God on them, or the silent prayer, anything. You don't have a right to do that. You're wrong for doing that.
You're right. I am. You're right. I mean, I know this, and then I would still,
You still listen to the devil.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay.
And even when the devil tell you, oh, you got it now, you really want them to have it. The devil lying. You're not supposed to want anyone to have the truth or anything.
Yeah.
Human beings have the life that they want.
Right, yeah. In reality, it's not even love. It's just me wanting them to have it.
It's hate. It's ego. It has nothing to do with love.
Yeah.
So cut it out, Jill, all the way from Sweet Home, Alabama. What the?
I know. I mean, I really have been backing off because I know to do it. But, and
you are not responsible for your adult children. You're not responsible for your husband spiritually. You're only responsible for you and no one else. And so just stay quiet, stay present, and just live your life.
Okay. Well, I needed to hear it again because I knew that's what I have to do.
Yeah, do it. Stop it.
Okay.
And especially they're telling you they don't want to hear it.
Well, yeah. But then they ask,
When they ask, that's different.
Right.
And even when they ask, don't give them a long, preachy sermon.
Right.
Don't be trying to convince. Even when they ask, don't try to convince. Keep it sweet, keep it short, let the Spirit guide you.
Yeah. Amen.
What a mess.
Yeah, I am. But, you know.
But don't judge it. Just see that you're a mess. Don't have an opinion about it. And just stay present.
Okay. Well, thank you, Jesse.
You were about to say, but you know what?
Well, I've been watching a lot of past churches and stuff like that. And it's like, it is so true that because I would always ask, God, why do people not know they're evil? Like I didn't, you know? And it's because the devil doesn't know he's evil.
Right. All unconscious people are evil. They are the devil. Everyone, it doesn't matter the color, male or female, or anything. All unconscious people are the devil.
So you're walking around.
They don't know that they're the devil. Right. Even the devil doesn't know that he's the devil.
See, that's why you don't know, because he doesn't even know.
Right. And you're one with the devil. You don't know you're the devil. Even when they're treating each other with gossiping and threats and revenge and jealousy and strife and want to be like them and all that. They're the devil, but they don't know that they're the devil.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But, I mean, that
even when you think about what others are thinking about you, you're the devil.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
And this you don't have to worry about hell. You're already in hell. You ain't got to worry about dying and going to hell. You're already in hell.
Amen. Yeah, that's what you've taught. You can definitely see that, and that it's already done. It's already done. We just don't know it.
Well, back off your children and back off your husband, and quietly die from the ego death. All right, from the devil.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jesse.
Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Amazing. Let me go to Zion out of first-time caller out of Michigan. Zion, you are on the air. Hey, Zion? Hold on, Zion. You've been waiting a long time. You might be on mute. It may be on mute. Let me go to Canada and talk to Jay out of Canada. Jay, you are on the air.
Jesse, good morning.
Good morning, Jay.
Yes. I had a quick question for you, but right before I get to that, I just want to make a comment on the last caller because I related to her so much.
Okay.
And I would just like to make a quick comment on that. When she mentioned that when she was quiet, right, and people can deal with it, and you said that the weakness in people can allow you to deal with your silence, can allow them to deal with your silence.
Right.
I want to say this. I was the weak person in that conversation. I was the person that couldn't deal with the weakness. I remember when I was with one of my children's mothers, and she would get quiet, and I would get so frustrated. I couldn't understand it. And it took me not just listening to you or praying or whatever the case was. It took me realizing that I was judging her for things that she had done to me, and I felt like I deserved more than silence. And I was taking it out on her. And at that moment, I realized that if she was being quiet, maybe, she didn't know how to deal with me. And I was the weak person. So sometimes the silence is just an opportunity for you to look at yourself.
Well, and you're right about that. But in marriages or relationships, women get quiet like that because they want to control the man. They want you to ask them. I
agree.
They want you to ask them, what's wrong? Why are you not talking? And they're like, nothing. And nothing wrong. Well, why are you not saying anything? Oh, I ain't got nothing to say.
I
they do that to control you. Can you hold, Jay? Hold on just a minute.
Yeah.
Stretch off on pures.net, and I'll be right back. Right back.
I'm 32 years old now, and I've been clinically depressed since I was 17 years old. And ever since I started listening to you a couple of months ago, bro, I don't even need to hear the word depression. I don't even care about that because that's not anything that I identify with anymore.
Nice.
I'm 100% cured. I'm 100% better because I've been listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate you. And I just can't even, begin to tell you how much I really appreciate the things that you're doing for young men. Young men need to hear this, and young men need to know this message that you're delivering because it's important. It's vital to their lives, Jesse. I just wanted to let you know that, man.
That's amazing. I mean, you made my day, man. When I hear one soul has returned to the Father, it's like 1,000. It's better than silver and gold. So God bless you, man. Okay, welcome back. 888-775-3773. No hate report today and no anchor baby today. Check out Billy on Punchy.tv. You can podcast. He did a brand new episode on yesterday, and it was amazing. Punchy, PUNCHIE.tv. And the latest forum tonight at 7 p.m. It is the third Thursday of the month, and the ladies are going from the basement all the way up to the 50th floor. They are enduring until the end. They're not giving up, and they're on fire. And I'm not just making this up. I wouldn't say it before I made it up. They're truly working on themselves. The ladies forums at 7 p.m. tonight, and every third Thursday night, all right? And the first Thursday night for men only. For men only at 7 p.m. So don't worry, guys. And Sunday morning for everyone. And thank you all for your donations and your financial support. Go to jlptalk.com to make a donation, or jesseleepeterson.shop, or call 800-411-BOND. 800-411-2663. I want to go quickly back to Jay out of Canada. Jay, so you're right. I understand that you couldn't handle your wife's quietness, but sometimes, as I was saying, that women use quietness to control the man or the children.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I also learned too, after, like I'm saying that to you because that's what I noticed, that's what I realized. But afterwards, I also realized that, like someone said to me, they said, when a person is trying to kill you with kindness, they're also it also in the body, it also is like basically being slapped. Silence can be a form of physical like attack on a person, like it affects you that way mentally.
But once you overcome the anger and the emotions, then even when she does that, it wouldn't bother you either way anyway.
And that's what I'm trying to say. And that's my point.
Yeah.
My point is that it affects you the same way, but once you overcome, it will never affect you. That's all I was trying to say about that. So,
right on.
You
Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, Jesse, I actually had a question I wanted to ask you.
Oh,
which is
okay.
why I'm calling you real quick. Yeah,
okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay, no, go ahead.
What I wanted to ask you was, do you consider yourself to be a fundamentalist?
No, I don't even know what that is.
So I'm going to explain it to you quickly. So basically, it's a person who strictly follows basic rules of a religion or like a political group or idea.
Oh, no.
No. And the reason why I'm asking you that is because I noticed that, like, you tend to stand very strong. I listen to you all the time. sometimes I have to take a break from you because I want to make sure that I'm navigating my own life, to be honest with you. But I noticed that people tend to find it like when people around them are changing, they find it hard to deal with the change in people around them. And even as a person, sometimes it's hard to deal with the change around people, right? But with you, I noticed that you tend to kind of, you adapt very easily, which I know is from God. That's why I listen to you. But at the same time, you also come off as somebody that sticks to like core principles as well, you know? So I just wonder, and I know that titles are not good. I don't believe in titles. I think it does come from the enemy, me personally. But what do you feel about people that are fundamentalists in that case? And why do you think they stay that way?
Tell me again what the definition of
fundamentalist.
Fundamentalist. What's the definition?
Yeah, a person. So I'm going to read the definition to you. A person who strictly follows the basic core rules of a religion, political group, or idea.
Oh.
So for example, people that go to church and they say that the Bible is the infallible word, and they just stick to that. and even if you tell them the truth, and you can see it is clear, they're like, this is what I know, and I'm sticking to it. It's like, for you, like when I listen to you, I notice that there are certain core things when it comes to family, relationships, and how a man should be in a family and how a woman should be in a family. And of course, the world is changing. Like, why is it that we change and they say God never changes? He's the same all of the time, but we are changing. Why is it that way? And why do people think that they don't change? Is it because, or they shouldn't change? Are they trying to be God in that instance when they don't want to change?
Well, the only reason that people change is because they are of their father the devil, and their house are built on sand, not solid ground, and so the mind, the thoughts are constantly changing, and because they believe that they are their thoughts, they are changing based on what they think and feel, and not knowing that it's evil. They don't realize that they think that they are changing, but it's really the nature of Satan inside of them driving them to make them think and act differently.
So if somebody is going through, let's say, an addiction, or let's say they are going through something like, for example, like at one point they believe they had to chase their children. They don't get to see their children. And they were chasing the children, and they were going to court, or they want to change their addiction or anything like this. I understand that there are things that are obvious, that people, you got to grow and it don't make sense anymore. You know what I mean? Like you always say there are like... But
there's no one going through anything. Going through anything is just an illusion too. It's not even real.
So if somebody feels
you're not going through anything.
I understand. So if somebody feels like they have to... they don't get to see their children, they were chasing them, and then they realize one day, I'm not doing this anymore. And then, the devil comes into your head and he says to you, no, but you're not going to be a good dad if you don't chase. Your children are going to suffer. And you can feel...
Well, let me do this because of time. Go right to your question for me.
So what does it mean? What does it mean when somebody is going through these things, right? And they know that they have to let it go, and the world around them is saying, you got to do this, you got to do that. You feel the guilt, but you know that I have to stop chasing. I have to stop chasing this.
But make your question simple for me.
Is that a good change? Is that a negative change? Is it a right change? Is it a wrong change?
But anyone who think at all that they're going through something is lost. They cannot see, and they don't realize there's no such thing as problems, and that you are not going through anything because there is no you to go through anything. You've already identified with an illusion. Even when the woman take the man's children away from him, he's not losing anything.
I understand.
It's just that he been trained to be that way, and the devil tell him that, oh, you're losing your children. You better freak out. You better do something about it. But if you were willing to just let him go, what he doesn't realize, they would be given back to him if he didn't make them his God.
So the idea of children suffering when a man is going through that is an illusion.
Right,
Like,
because
to the
the
max.
children are suffering because, not because the man did anything, but because the mother turned them away from him. Because they could be all living there together. The mother and the children and the man and the husband or the daddy. And the wife can still turn the children away from the father, and the kids will feel like they have no father. You weren't there for me. You were at work, or you didn't do this. Not knowing that their father was there all the time, whether at work or not, and that the only thing that has happened is that you've been turned away from him, as we're turned away from God.
I understand. Jesse, let me answer the biblical question real quick before you go.
Why is it
Please, if you
okay
don't
to
mind.
discriminate against women but not men?
It's not that it's okay. It's just that I believe that evil wants it to be okay, and it wants it to seem like it's okay, because I believe that true love comes from men. But like you always say, men are made in the image of God, but we're weak. And I believe that we are supposed to love, and everybody mimics the love of man, which comes from God.
Well, I appreciate that, Jay. I got to run, but thank you, and I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
Have a good day, brother.
You too, buddy. Amazing. 888-77 Jesse. Let me try Zion again. A first-time call out of Michigan. Zion, you are on the air.
Hey, what's up, Jesse?
All is well, Zion.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to call. It's my first time ever calling, and just tell you that I watch your show all the time, and I wanted to wish you a happy Men's History Month.
Thank you, Zion. You too, man. Amazing. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you quickly. Me and my fiance are about to get married, and we just moved into our new home together, and we're starting our life together. And I just wanted to let you know that you helped me through work and everything like that, and to help being not a beta male and being an alpha and providing for her and everything like that. And yeah, I just want to let you know you helped me a lot, and you helped me push our relationship forward.
Is she working on herself?
Yes, she is. She's a Christian, and I play the drums in a church band for a youth group and stuff like that, and we are just, pushing to be better as a couple.
Did she go and forgive her mother?
Yes, she has.
And you have too?
Yes.
Right on. Well, if both of you are working on yourself, man, you will have a marriage that will last until death do you part.
I believe that too. Everything, all is well right now. So.
Right on. Did she forgive her father as well?
Yes, she has.
Right on. Well, stay with it, and congratulations. I wish you well.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Oh, man.
Real quick, can you say beta?
Beta? Don't be a beta male.
I won't be. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Amazing. 888-77 Jesse. Super.
Super chats.
Pastor Shadowley with a whole bunch of gold pills says, Jesse, this is the caller that lived with his mama and worked on that court case. Asks if he's still living with his mama and working for her.
Which caller?
I'm not entirely sure.
Which caller?
I can imagine maybe he meant Stetson, but I don't really know.
Stetson don't live with his mama.
Yeah, maybe he meant something totally different.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know who you're referring to, and thanks for your support. Make it clear as to who you was referring to. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Shadowley. Yeah. Nick LeBoy says, Jesse, you can support Trump and be displeased with his certain actions. Fuel and fertilizer can crush an economy. Middle class is being squeezed right now. Groceries are up $10 to $40 per item.
What?
He's saying you can support Trump and be displeased with certain actions. fuel and fertilizer can crush an economy. Middle class is being squeezed right now, and groceries are up.
But I'm not displeased with certain actions. I disagree with the great white hope that he hire a lot of women to be leaders, but I'm not displeased with his actions at all.
Nice.
Right? Is he saying I'm displeased?
He's saying that you can be. I think he's
I don't want to.
He's assuming that you're having trouble criticizing certain actions, but you're saying you love his actions.
I have no problem with his actions.
Right.
I'm not understanding it clearly, so my bad. I'm black. Make it clear by calling or make it clear as to what you're saying. It sounds like he's saying he's displeased.
Maybe.
It may be my fault. I never will forget.
It's a bit of an assumption.
Listen to me.
To think that you can support Trump.
But I don't want to guess it.
Yeah.
It's not clear, but thank you.
Libertarian Social Democrat says, Jesse, do you love the Allah Akbar people?
I love the Allah Akbar people. Absolutely.
He also says, I want to see Jesse and so-and-so have a segment.
Thank you. Send that to producer@jesseleepeterson.com. Right?
Yes.
Producer@jesseleepeterson.com.
All suggestions to producer@jesseleepeterson.com.
Thank you.
C-Bill with a coffee says, Stetson, put down the pizza, stop complaining like your mama, and look for a second job, beta male.
Get a second job, Stetson. What and Trump ain't to blame because somebody won't hire you. What I know that he's amazing. They say he's amazing. The wind and the sea obeys him, but he can't be in all places at all times. He's not responsible for what someone else does or do not do. Amazing. Thank you.
Kale with a super chat says, Jesse, it's amazing. I realize love between men and women isn't real. I also realize friends aren't real. I've realized how alone we are, and thank God, and that God is the only one there for me. No human can know us.
Right on. Believe me, to realize that you are truly alone and overcome the illusion of all this other mess, because it's just illusions, you are free. Believe me. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Thank you.
Congratulations to the scratch-off winners.
Thank you, scratch-off. Amazing.
Francisco says, sing some Billy Stewart, Jesse.
Who?
Summertime and the living is easy.
Billy Stewart saying that?
Mm-hmm.
So Hush Little Baby, Don't You Cry?
I don't know what that is.
That's in that song.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Summertime and the living is easy. So hush, little baby.
We might be singing different songs.
And don't you cry. That may be different. I don't know the Billy Stewart thing.
Maybe Billy Stewart covered it.
I'm being told by Hate that's Ella Fitzgerald. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. So Hake is saying that Billy Stewart did it too back in 1966, he think.
Cool.
How you remember Billy? They had Billy Stewart in Canada?
I get around.
I get around. Amazing. Thank you.
A couple more came in. Robert says, please say a prayer for my wife. She passed away on the 9th. Her name was Phyllis.
May her soul rest in peace. That's amazing.
Love you, brother.
Right on.
SLP with faith. Empathy is never good. Thoughts?
Right.
The statement is empathy is never good. Thoughts on that?
Oh, what I think about right. Human empathy is evil. Pure evil. Amazing. Thank you.
And that is all for now.
Nice. Thank you. Amazing. Let me go to first time call out of Florida. Red. Red, you are on the air.
Hey, Mr. Jesse, how you doing?
All this well, Red.
It's Rhett, R-H-E-T-T.
Oh, really? He got RED.
Yes.
What the?
It's all good. It's
He
all
black.
good. Yes, sir. No, I'm actually white, but I'm actually Cajun. So I'm from
No,
New Orleans
he's black.
originally.
The one that took your call is black.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, Mr. Jesse, I wanted to let you know I appreciate everything that you do. Listen to you every day while we're working out here. I'm 39 years old. I want to piggyback off of the about 2-3 callers that you had in a row there about businesses and the economy and complaining about not being able to find work and whatnot.
Yes.
I'm 39. I'm a business owner. I started it out of a trunk of a car
Yeah.
and went door to door. And now my business operates nationwide.
Right on.
And into aviation and logistics. Now, something that I will say, it's not a problem that Trump has created. It's a problem that is systemic from the ages of 35 to really 45, 35 to 45, which is my generation. They do not want to work.
Yeah.
And it's not even about offering them money. I could offer them $250 a day just to wipe stuff down. And they'll come out, work half the day, say it's hot, say it's complaining, or they'll look at the business and then say they want to start they want to start up their own business, but then they don't do anything. It's like they have this entitlement that is brought on by, I think, social media. But something that is very, very disturbing for me that I've realized that's a pattern, and I wanted to ask you this, Mr. Jesse, because, you have your business. I looked at your entire background and whatnot is very inspiring as far as to where you came from. And not trying to flatter you. I'm just, being honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And something that is kind of bothersome is that in each industry that I have my hands in, from aviation to logistics, oil and gas, from you name it, right? And something that I'm noticing is that every single person that I have contracts with, that I deal with, are the age of 60 plus, and 99.9% men. My question is to you, Mr. Jesse, is what do you think is going to happen in the next 5 years when all these men who have these businesses, who are vice presidents, CEOs, people who actually hold the money bags and in project management positions, et cetera, who work their entire lives to get to where they're at, what's going to happen? What do you see that the solution is? And what do you see happening once all these men retire and they phase out? What do you see happening to the economy? What do you see happening to society? Because I don't think it's just a whole society problem. I think it's if I can articulate this correctly, I would say that it's more of a generational problem with my generation. And it doesn't have anything to do with location. It's nationwide.
Right, it is. And you're absolutely right. Well, unless things change, and I don't see that happening anytime soon, the things that my generation and you have built up will all disappear, because young men and women have not been taught how to endure and how to make things happen and how not to be victims. And they've been taught to rely on somebody else to help them and everything. So what has been built will all disappear, and this country is just it's already becoming a third world country, and it would be totally third world country. It's going to be a mess.
Yes, sir. And do you believe, I believe that one of the main reasons is because people have strayed away from God. They say that they know God, but they don't really know him.
Well, it's not because they're strayed away from God. It was because their mother and father didn't love them, and they were not.
I agree.
They were not good examples, and they did not teach the children to be independent as they were growing up.
I agree with that 100%, because I have to credit my parents. My dad never gave me a handout, anything, never asked for one. I never expected it. But, he started out in the 1970s, with the same company, started out digging ditches, and he worked his way up to project manager until he finally retired at 70.
Yeah.
And, it's...
And
they don't build men like you. They don't build men like my dad. They don't build men like that anymore. They
Because
just don't.
parents don't love children anymore. They pretend they love them, but they really don't. And even if you don't believe in God, you still, if you're taught by example and the parents taught you how to be responsible, you're going to be a responsible person whether you believe in God or not. God give us the ability to take care of ourselves, but as you know, parents don't love their children, so they set their children up to become failures in life.
Yes, sir, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much, answers my question, because it's grim. The reality is grim, and I see that when I'm looking around and I see welders and I see tradesmen and I see men that are 55, minimum 55. That's being generous.
Yep.
And I see them sweating, and truck drivers, I'm talking guys that have Haswalker and stuff like that delivering fuel. If you pay attention, a lot of them are old men.
Yeah, absolutely.
60 plus, and they're barely able to get out the trucks. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, then I'm looking at all the industries in aviation and whatnot, and I'm looking at it and I say, what is going to happen? Everything's going to come to a grinding halt once all these men retire, and their bodies are going to break down. Eventually, they're going to have to retire.
Well, let me just say this: I'm so out of time, but that's why they bring in AI, because human beings are no good and lazy and don't care. So AI going to be doing everything.
Yes, sir. Well, God bless you, Mr. Jesse.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, and we listen to you every day,
Right
every
on.
day on our project.
Thank you.
So
Stay with
appreciate
it.
it.
Stay with it. Stay
Yes,
with
sir.
it. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All
God
right.
bless you. Bye-bye.
You too. I'm out of time. I'm just totally out. No hate and no anchor, baby. But I'll see you tonight, ladies, at the Women's Forum. Amazing. Take care, folks. Thank you for your support. To Rick and the rest of the callers, I am totally out of time. Bye now.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.
So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right, is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing.